And we are underway for our mixed 10,000 metre event tonight, the only 10,000 metre event here at the Collingwood Classic this year. And we have 18, 19 competitors. I'll get through them in a second. We have a few withdrawals with a list of 25. We start at number 1, Tim Bryant from Collingwood. With hip number 3, it is Max Saville-Bentley from Yarra Rangers. Hip number 5 is Archie Reid from South Bendigo. Hip number 6 is Anthony Page from Doncaster. Number 7, Robert Collins. Number 8 is Baden Westerweller from Mansfield. Number 9, Dan Gibney from Old Zavarians. Number 10, Tara Bryan from Glen Huntley. Number 11, Jonathan Squire from Melbourne Uni. Number 15, Clary McIntyre from Box Hill. Number 17, Vanessa Wilson of Old Scotch. Number 18, Brett Alice, unattached. Number 20, Carlos Ordonzed Rodriguez from Richmond. Number 21, Eric Udaya from Melbourne Uni. Number 22, Peter Dutton of Frankston. Number 23, Nathan Pearce from Western Athletics. 24, Nick Dewar. And 25 to round out the field, Abdi Roble. So we have our 18 runners on the track. 25 laps they have to complete for the 10,000 metre journey, and they're already strung out across the back straight, and they are being led around by our pacemaker to hit a 30-minute 10K as the prize bonus for breaking 30 minutes for the men tonight is $250. So Nath Nation Pearce and Archie Reid and others chasing that 30-minute barrier to claim their $250 bonus. They also get $250 if they win the event as well. So we will be looking for 72 second laps from our pacemaker. Makes my job pretty easy at 3-minute kilometres all day, all night here at the Collingwood Athletics track. And it goes through in a 2:22, 2:23, so a tick under that 30-minute 10K pace. And the runners just sitting in a nice little train, one by one, up to 8 in that first pack, which is tailed by Brett Alice in the purple jersey. On the women's side of things, we have 2 women out on track tonight, and their marker to collect a prize bonus, or a time bonus, I should say, is 34 minutes and 30 seconds. So we'll be keeping an eye on that time for the ladies as well, as they go through that first kilometre in a tick under 3 minutes at 2:59 for that first K. So it is metronomic at this stage, the first 2.5 of 25 laps. And we're starting to see a bit of a splinter in the front of our pack. As we said, Matt Buckle, our pacer, is going through metronomically at that 72-second lap, or 3 minute per kilometre, to get under that 30-minute mark. Shouldn't be a problem for someone like Archie Reid, who is towing the line for the 3rd time in 10 days over the 10,000 metre distance, having run 29:15 most recently. We have Nathan Pearce on the heels of Buckle at the moment. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this could be Nathan Pearce's 10,000 metre track debut, but has been working hard over the trails. Unfortunately, there's no hills on the track here at Collingwood Athletics tonight, as he has a bit of a smile with 21 laps to go. And Eric Niragia is sitting in 3rd position, and he's a 22:21 marathoner, 3rd in the Victorian Champs this year. at Melbourne Marathon. So a class 1, 2, 3 in this 10,000 metres. Trailed by the likes of Abdi Roble, Brett Ellis, as the rest of the field strings across the track. So 6-minute 2K was the brief, and Buckle takes them through in a 5:58. Couple of seconds to spare. So we are on for that 30-minute pace, and we have 3 athletes up the front in Pearce, Reid and Niriagia, doing their best to collect the $250 prize bonus for getting under 30 minutes and $250 for winning the race.
So rolling out in front at the moment, Archie Reid just tucked in behind Nathan Pearce, stalwart of the athletics track. Nathan Pearce, if there's an event on in Melbourne, there's a fair old chance Nathan Pearce is running at it. So he's going to sit right in front of Archie Reid there. Gira as well behind them there. So Bucknell out in front, he's doing the pacemaking. I assume in those Bendigo silks, in the Ernie old colours as well, the boys of the bats. He'll take through Archie Reid, Nath Pearce there. Inira Nagia as well behind him. It's Roble, followed there by Dewar. Now on the inside of the track, Seville Bailey. He's just going to be tailed there by Ellis. So this group is going to try and pick up the running in front of them. But out in front, like a smooth operation. The train stopping at no tracks or stations at the moment. Nathan Pearce behind Bucknell. Reid behind him there. And this crew is just going to get rolling. They'll find the cadence. They'll find the rhythm that they need. And they're going to live at it for a while. Gira as well. I believe may have won a marathon just a few weeks ago. So he's backing up with a fast 5K as well. Out of the Deneen Runners stable out there at Box Hill. I'm sure Steve will be watching on at home, or wherever he is, the busiest man in Victoria, Steve Deneen. So wherever he is, he'll be very proud of what's happening in front of him at the moment. Anthony Page comes through us right here, right now, as our group now will start to pick up the remainder of this field. And Bucknell, like clockwork out in front. And Nath Pearce just on his inside shoulder, Archie Reid breathing down his neck. And Neri Gira, he's right on their tail. So 2 seconds under, so at the moment 29.58 is what the clock will sit at the end of 25 laps for this group of 4 out in front. Making a move now is Ellis. He's gone right around the outside shoulder of Seville Bailey. And our 2 women as well are under 5 seconds under that time pace up for the bonus money as well. So keeping in mind, if the bonus money isn't won, it goes on the dash for cash at the end of the evening as well. So for all those that have competed, you can have a crack at the dash for cash. I'm not sure, it may be staggered, but we'll have to wait and see by the time the night runs out. So if this money isn't won in these races, you can come and grab it at the end of the night if you can win the dash for cash. But out in front, Matty Bucknell, well, he is just clockwork at the moment. Nath Pearce trying to switch off. Archie Reid doing it the best though. He's 1 out 2 back, and he's just going to sit right on the shoulder of the Western A's athlete. So Archie Reid, Matty Bucknell in those Bendigo colours. These two have done plenty of training together. Andy Buchanan at the helm of that out there in Bendigo. Niri Yagira as well, still hanging around the pace under that 30-minute marker as well. Around there? Getting married? All right. So if you've ever been nervous before your wedding, Max Ueda, he's getting married on Sunday, our man, entering into this home straight at the moment. So he just wants to shake out those pre-wedding nerves. Max Ueda, who's been done under here by Nick Earl, throwing him right under the bus. Big congratulations to you, Matty boy, as he'll come through now this start-finish line. So plenty happening in this 10,000. We got weddings, we got sub-30s, we got money on the line. It's all happening here at Collingwood on a Thursday evening. A perfect night for it. We've still got miles coming up. We've still got 5Ks coming up as well. So don't go anywhere. And if you are in any of these events immediately after, do stay around this start-finish line so we don't lose you before the event begins. Bucknell back to Reid, back to Pearce. So now Reid's just going to get on the tail of his compatriot, and it's now up to Pearce to try and hold on to it. Niriagira as well. He's just stalking off the back of this group, so doesn't have to think all that much, just has to stay around the rhythm, and he'll keep himself within contention. Moving through Dewar on his outside shoulder, Roble spots him a couple of metres of room, in fact, so doesn't want to sit too close to him if he can avoid it. So still Ellis, still Seville Bailey as well. Also Vanessa Wilson of Old Scotch. She's out ahead of Tara Brain. And these two still under that money marker, we believe, by a matter of seconds. So hovering right around it. So $250 up for grabs if they can get there, according to the master mathematician in Mick Massini here next to me. The man hearing wedding bells, Eric Ueda. It's got a matter of days for Big Eric. But out in front, the round of applause coming off that bend into the home straight. It's Bucknell, Reid, back to Pearce, who might be tasked just to hold on to the back end shoulder of our man in white out in front. Eric Niriagira just looks so smooth in those Deneen Runners singlets as well. Right around that 30-minute marker. So hitting it to perfection, the metronome might find himself a job over the summer now. Matty Bucknell, if he keeps running like this, has not altered even remotely from his pace, nor faltered, which is a great double, nor bolted. So we've got a triple down here at the moment. Niriagira now gets asked the question past the halfway, or approaching the halfway marker. And Matty Bucknell and Archie Reid, these two are joined at the hip at the moment. Okay, thank you. So Bucknell and Reid, these two won't alter for a while. You'd think Pearce now being asked the question as well. Bucknell goes out wide. He's going to signify his time is done, and he'll step off this track. So it's going to come down to Archie Reid. Pearce now might need to find something to get on the back of this, or Reid might just work his way up the track. Niriagira as well. He's dropped a matter of 10 metres off the back end of Pearce. And great pacing there from Matty Bucknell. Matty Buckle. Not Bucknell. He's not tired enough to make sure I know his last name. So Matty Buckle done a phenomenal job. He hit the pace perfectly. Archie Reid up the track. Nathan Pearce trailing Niriagira as well there in third. These three perfectly separated. In fact, they have the exact distance between each other. And so Matty Buckle daps up the training partners. He said, how good was that? I've led him straight through 30-minute pace. It's now up to Archie Reid to follow on with it. So Archie Reid from Pearce to Niriagira. These three will roll through. And so he'll need all the support he can get here. They're 10 seconds under that marker at the moment. Some money in the back pocket of Archie Reid. Nath Pearce now works around a few. Niriagira as well. There's a little bit of room to make up on Pearce, but Archie Reid out in front and looking very smooth in the process. So this 200-metre marker up here, this will be the halfway point of our 10,000. The rest of this field, thank you to our lap counters who are down here doing a great job at keeping track of their athletes. A big field here as well, must be said. A field of 18 out here for 25 big laps. So halfway point coming up for Archie Reid. He's on 14.50, we'll call it 14.53. So at the moment he's on 14.47 pace, somewhere around there at the moment. or 29.47 pace, and he's looking very comfortable at the moment, Mick.
It's every person for themselves out here at the moment at Collingwood Athletics Track for the Collingwood Classic 10,000 metres, as the field is well and truly strung out, some with 12.5, some with 14.5 laps to go. But Archie Reid is chasing that $250 prize bonus. Vanessa Wilson coming through and is just under her marker of 34.30 to collect her $250 for the prize. But halfway through a 10,000 metres, you want to be looking good by now, because it's a long 12.5 laps to go for some of these athletes. Nathan Pearce holding strong in second position, only just off that 30-minute 10K pace himself. Eric Niragaya so Reid, Pearce and Niragaya are your 1, 2, 3. As athletes are spread all over the track. Rodriguez Ordonez comes through. Collins, Page, Westerweller, and Reid crosses the finish line for another time. Nathan Pearce coming through, almost starting to grimace. Vanessa Wilson, our sole female out on the track at the moment, is still 5 seconds or so under that 34.30 10K pace. We see Bryant, Gibney and Dua crossing the line for another lap. So it's just eyes on the clock now as Reid extends his lead over Pearce. And Pearce almost extends his lead over Niragaya. Just under that 30-minute pace from Reid, probably on 29.50 now. And Pearce still within a sniff of that 30-minute 10K. A tick over that pace coming through the first 6K in 18.04. Wilson has stuck to McIntyre like glue, just coming up on his shoulder now and passing as McIntyre pulls off to the side of the track. Maybe doing a pacing job there by the looks of it. So we had 19 athletes start this 10,000 metres. We've got 16 on track right now. There are a couple who have dropped as Reid comes through for yet another lap. 10 to go. And he's about 7 seconds under that 30-minute pace, probably around that 29.45 to 29.50 per kilometre pace. Nathan Pearce, so around that 30-minute 10K pace, but holding strong, especially for a trail runner that he is. Eric Niagira trails Pearce about 50 metres or so behind. Vanessa Wilson running a solid, consistent race. So Roble crossing the line for another time, 9 laps to go. Alice, Saville Bentley. And Reid coming through, 8 laps to go for Reid, who now bridges a gap of about 100 metres on Pearce. Westerweller about to be passed by Pearce coming through. Well, Pearce comes through with his 8 laps to go. Still 9 for Westerweller. Page, Rodriguez, Bryant, and Niagara. Vanessa Wilson, our sole female out on track, comes through for another lap. And still under that 34-30 10K split. She's well and truly in the mix to collect that $250 bonus dollars, and will certainly collect the $250 for the overall win in the female category. So Reid, 7 laps to go, 2.8 Ks to go for Reid. It's just a time trial at this point as he gets as far under the 30-minute mark as possible, and Nathan Pearce collects a PB as possible. He's never gone under 30. Can he do it for the first time at Collingwood Athletics track? Eric Nieragira, 7 laps to go. Crossing the line, Page, Rodriguez. And we haven't mentioned Gibney yet tonight. Eric Udaya, pre-wedding hit out over the 25 laps if you don't mind. Vanessa Wilson, Tim Bryant from Collingwood. Plenty of Collingwood athletes out on track tonight. Roble from Vigor Athletics. Archie Reid, another lap. 6 laps to go for Reid as Alice and Saville Bentley come through for another one. So, of course, we'd like to thank the running company Clifton Hill and Puma for their support for the events tonight. Ernie also providing some random spot prizes in tonight's races, as we've had the 5,000, 10,000 mile race walk and 2x2 by 800 metre relays in a massive night here at the Collingwood Athletics track. As we see Archie Reid come through with 2 kilometres to go. He's going to need to be on the 24-minute mark to still be on track for 30 minutes. And he comes through, he collects 5 laps to go, 7 seconds under. He may be just starting to tire ever so slightly. Nathan Pearce coming through with 2 Ks to go. He's still well and truly within the mix to collect a PB for himself tonight. About 15 seconds or so over that 30-minute mark, but he just needs to get under 30:27 to collect himself a PB for 10,000 metres on the track. And Eric Niagara, a PB listed at 31:15. He is going to go well and truly under that if he can hold solid for the last 5 laps. So he goes through the 8K in 24:35. Crossing the line for another time, Gibney. Page and Reid coming through with 4 laps to go. Still on track for a sub 30, just as we mentioned earlier, his third 10,000 metre track race in the space of only 10 days. 2 Zatapex and now a Collingwood Classic. Wilson still a strong run and thereabouts on track for a 34.30. Pearce coming through off the 30-minute mark, but still on track for a PB tonight with 4 laps to go. Yeah, sure. I also know how Vanessa Wilson are going. And Reid coming through for yet another one. 3 laps to go for Archie Reid in the mission to get under 30 minutes and collect himself $500, 250 for the win, 254 running sub 30. Roble, Page, Alice, amongst the others coming through with 4 or 5 laps to go. Pearce, 3 to go. Wilson running a strong run as a sole female out on track on her mission to run under 34.30. Two laps to go for Archie Reid. 2 laps to go, 800 metres. He's got to run it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's been on the pace all night. He's still on the pace. He's on about 29.50 pace. He's just got to hold strong over these last couple of laps. Vanessa Wilson just slowing off her pace goal of 34.30. She's probably more in the 35-minute range now. Nathan Pearce comes in to collect the bell for the second last time and do his best to collect a personal best time. Under 30.30 would be pretty good for Nath tonight. And Eric Niagira coming through with his 2 laps to go. And if you're not on the side of the track already, we encourage all spectators to get into lane. All spectators encouraged to get out into lane 6, 7, 8, as long as you're behind the bollards, behind the bunting here. We welcome everyone to get out onto the track to watch the final stages of these races and the men's and women's 5,000 metre and mile races to come this evening. So everyone out on the track, you're encouraged to well and truly get around the athletes as we see Archie Reid on the back straight as the Collingwood Athletics track just starts to darken under lights. 200 metres to go. He's got to close in 45 seconds. He's going to get there. He's going to collect the time bonus. He's going to get the win here at the Collingwood Classic. His third 10,000 metre race in 10 weeks, or I should say 10 days. Give him a round of applause as he closes out this 25-lap journey. And Archie, if you could finish in lane 3, that'd be unreal. Get around him. He's going to smash that 30-minute barrier that he was seeking. And he's just going to jog across the line the last 20 metres or so and collect a 29.48 for his troubles. As Vanessa Wilson comes around. Next to come around into the home straight for the last time, Nathan Pearce. His PB is 30.27. The clock currently reads 30.14. Is he going to do it? Bit of a round of applause, everyone. Let's get around him. With some new wheels on his feet, he's going to get a PB by a few seconds. And Eric Niragira, he comes into the straight for the final time as he rounds the steeplechase. So for the final time, Eric Niagira, he's got a seed time of 31.15 and the clock reads 31 minutes. Let's get around him, ladies and gentlemen. Third place in the Victorian Marathon Championships this year. And he's going to equal his PB, if not just a second off. Max Saville Bentley crossing the line. Roble, Alice. So remind all competitors, if they're finishing off, finish in lane 3. As we see Robert Collins doing so, crossing the line in tick over 32 minutes. Reid and Westerweller next across the line. Jonathan Squire for a 32.30 and a 22nd personal best. Come into straight now, Dan Gibney of Old Severians. His PB is a 32.58. He's going to be a tick under that tonight. And let's give a round of applause to our finishing athletes. They've run 25 laps after all. Tim Bryant of Collingwood charging towards the finish line. Max Udea, congrats and good luck for the wedding this weekend. Must be exhausted before he's even started this race tonight. And from Doncaster, Anthony Page coming through with 1 lap to go. And give Vanessa Wilson a round of applause as she comes down the home straight. So for the second last time down the home straight, give Vanessa Wilson a round of applause. So Anthony Page into the home straight for the last time. Give him a round of applause. Of course, we've got the men's and women's mile and 5,000 metre A races coming up this evening. And a big thank you to Puma and the running company Clifton Hill. So Anthony Page, Doncaster Athletics Club, Tick over 35 minutes for Anthony.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while.
And for the last time, Vanessa Wilson coming into the home straight. Run 25 laps, or 24 and 3/4 laps, almost to be 25. Give her a round of applause.